Hey, how's it going? Today is 5th of April, Friday, which is kind of great. I guess people must be having fun today, but let's take a look at some of the press cases and what we can find. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the new government's announcement that we new laws to cut migration and put British workers first in force. Okay. As I mentioned previously, right, the UK is sending out letters to places like India looking to recruit medical professionals. I think there was option for medical professionals, and when it comes to recruitment and all getting qualifications with the UK, that would be 2,000 people, right? That would be invitation. So, as I mentioned previously, that I would not necessarily recommend traveling and doing any of that. If people can do anything, do everything remotely, I would highly recommend to do that. But either way, let's take a look at, once that has been said, let's take a look at what's happening with the British workers, right? Changes that are now in force will slash migration and will prevent the undercutting British workers by employers looking to recruit cheap laborers from overseas. So I don't know who sent that letter, right? Would that be British government? Potentially looking to hire 2,000 people from medical professionals from India, or would that be a business like NHS? Either way, so we have a lot of interesting facts here. Let's delve a little bit deeper and try to understand what this article is referring to. Well, I mentioned that previously, right? So perhaps there is a lot of opportunities up there. If we're taking a look at medical professionals, perhaps that would be South Korea. Perhaps it would be offering a lot in the market as of now. But either way, let's take a look at this article. UK businesses are now required to pay overseas workers coming to UK on skilled workers with significantly more as the government clamps down on the cut price for labor and continues to deliver on its commitment to drive down net migration. Part of robust and fair package of measures announced by the Home Secretary in December, which will mean 300,000 people who arrived in the UK last year will now need to be able to generate salary threshold of those arriving in UK, and or skilled workers visa has now increased by 48% from 26.2 thousand to 38.7 thousand. There's a lot of things I can mention according to these numbers, but let's instead of me commenting, that's what's happening, right? So, and the government is looking to address that. I don't know. I have a lot of opinions, but I'll rather keep those opinions. This is what's happening. Wish that it would not do switcheroo where they send invitations and later after invitations they would not necessarily highlight this kind of important information, right? So I would highly recommend do not invite anyone. Do not invite. Why are you inviting? And later you cracking down these measures. Why are you inviting those doctors, medical professionals here? Why? And later you're cracking down. So it's a mess. This increase will help ensure that the UK immigration system focuses on the recruiting of high-skilled workers, helping to grow the UK's economy while bringing overall numbers down. The government is clear that no sector should be permanently reliant on migration. So today, the shortage of occupations list has been abolished, with employers no longer able to pay migrants less than UK workers in shortage occupations. I don't know. So this is what government is saying. A new immigration salary list has been created following advice from the experts and or independent migration advisory committee. The role of the list will only be included where there are skill and or shortage. And if it is several be included, then considering the efforts being made by sectors by investing in the resident workers. Even right now, there's a woman down the street, right? She's trying to hire a person. More than likely, she pays minimum wage or if that. And she's been looking to hire someone for almost 2 years now. So I don't know what they're referring to, but this is what's happening really. But either way, inclusion on the list must not serve to reduce pay and or determine the recruitment of British workers. Employers are encouraged to invest in training, upskilling, and or hiring domestic workers first. It comes as the government takes decisions, actions to support British people into work. And one of the biggest employers in interventions in a generation throughout the 2.5 billion back to work plan. This will help to break down barriers to work for over a million people who have no long-term unemployment, long-term sick or disability, right? So I would say that market, if you would ask me, market, why government need to step in into the market, right? Why government needs to get involved. So there's a business, and that business leader would hire people based on whatever he would decide, right? Based on skills, expertise, knowledge, motivation, many things, right? And now government needs to step in and start regulating this market. So this is what's happening, right? The government has put in place an accelerator and a comprehensive program to reform to address unsustainable numbers of legal arrivals in the UK. A lot of people have been affected by these changes. I don't know if people do understand the gravity of this situation, right? How much decisions and or planning it could take place, and why government or people wouldn't hire invitations. Why are they sending us invitations? I don't know, but that's my feedback, right? In January, the government ended the ability or nearly all postgraduate students to bring independent in the UK. This part is currently being reviewed, right? And if we can bring family members, all these kind of things, right? As I mentioned, do not travel, do not do that, do everything remotely. That's it. Nice and easy. A drastic fall in student department applications expected this year, with early indications early of this downward trend. If you can, getting qualifications, all these kind of good things, right? Traveling for leisure, for fun, yeah, that sounds great. Traveling for anything other than for fun, perhaps there's a there's a lot of reasons and the actions that currently government is taking, right? So word of caution there. Last month, the reforms to restrict care workers from bringing family members came into force. An estimate 120,000 dependent accommodates 100,000 workers on the road in the year ending September 2023 who will now not be able to come. It's sad. All the situation is sad, but either way, it's not what's really happening. And I don't know what show myself I'm taking part in. I don't know. It's not reflecting reality, by the way. But either way, the care providers also are now required to register with the Care Quality Commission, the industry regulator, if they're sponsoring migrant care workers. I don't know. I'll skip that. It's not important. I don't find it important, and it's conflicting information. And government, I don't know what they put in this show for. I can take a look at this letter, right? It's something that I was taking a look at recently. So they are saying not to come. And there's a letter, so I can bring that letter. I don't know. I can show perhaps in the background, right? Where the government is reaching out and inviting people to come. I don't know what this article is all about. The Home Secretary has also commissioned a review on the graduate route for international students to prevent abuse. Oh yeah, that's the review that I was referring to. So they're saying that they're doing highly recommend do not travel. That's it. They just don't travel. Why would you travel? There's so many other places to go to. The Migration Advisory Committee, they're taking taking part in. But either way, I personally believe it's a waste of time. I don't know. That's something perhaps that the government would say that they will do. and now they're implementing those changes, and then would be a new government, and again there might be different changes. I personally believe it's a waste of time. I don't know if it's worth the read. Thanks for watching. See you next one.